tonight for an experiment in citizen activism and people-powered democracy. We're trying to keep the spirit of a lot of different campaigns that have been going on. Essentially, I got excited when Senator Lieberman decided to create a fake political party called Connecticut for Lieberman. I had challenged the senator in 2005. I was the Democratic candidate for 6 months. I ran as a strong anti-war in Iraq candidate, but I looked around and Joe had $4 million and I had $1,000. I'm horrible at raising money, so our party, CFL, is going to get no money, so don't worry about that. The goodies tonight, thanks Sue. So Sue purchased the goodies. So after I got out of the race, I watched the Ned Lamont campaign and I thought it was fantastic. Ned did everything possible that I wish I could have done if I had the resources. He ran a great campaign. I dropped out in September 2005. I got a phone call from a gentleman from Greenwich. I had no idea. I'd never met him. And he said, Professor Orman, what would I have to do to pull off a great upset in Connecticut? I said, well, get a hold of Tommy Swan, get a hold of the bloggers. I dropped some names of Connecticut bloggers who I knew. I said, you got to get these people on your side. And then I said, you got to have money, because I told him my woes. And he was very polite, but he just kind of smiled and laughed. And he said, well, money's going to be no problem. So I said, okay. And I thought he was disrespectful to me, because I said, oh, here's a guy. Yeah, money's no problem. Well, later on, I found out his name was Ned Lamont. He got Tom Swan. He got a great campaign going. He was out there in January 2006 speaking about the war in Iraq. He ran a fantastic campaign. We had the largest turnout ever in Connecticut history, the Democratic primary. And as you know, he won 52% to 48%. Oh, before we go any farther, we have a request. If anybody objects to being filmed, there's a lot of vlogging, I guess the term is going on. And if you object, just raise your hand so the vloggers will make sure not to get you. Okay. So far, no hands are raised.
Yeah, I don't want to be videotaped.
Ned Lamont, as you know, won the Connecticut primary 52% to 48%. But 1 month in advance of that, Senator Lieberman was threatening to run as an independent. In fact, he was circulating petitions in secret locations. It wasn't very public, and people were signing them. Later on, you may recall his last Federal Election Commission report, there was a category called $350,000 of miscellaneous items. That led the league. I mean, most of the candidates will have $500 left for pizza, $480 left for something. That $350,000 led the league. And I don't know, it hasn't been investigated, I have no facts, but I would guess some of that money went to people circulating petitions. We'll have to see how that turned out.
$387,000.
Thank you. We had the election, and within 9 hours, he certified that he had over 7,500 petitions. Secretary of State accepted them, that's what she did. But on the petition that he circulated, he said, I promise to start a new political party called Connecticut for Lieberman. He had 25 to 29 people sign a petition. We are the organizing committee of Connecticut for Lieberman. We promised Joe that we will form his party. We had the election. Late August, I challenged the existence of Connecticut for Lieberman. I said it was a fake party. It had no right to exist. There was no chairperson, no party rules, no platform. Senator Lieberman was just using it as a mechanism so he could run twice for the same job within 3 months after losing. Because as you know, in Connecticut, we don't have any sore loser laws. So I went to the Secretary of State. I lost. Went to the Elections Enforcement Commission. I lost. They said, let's give Joe some time. It's not official. If he gets 1%, you can't know what was in Mr. Lieberman's head. I said, look, he's not going to start the party. He wants nothing to do with it. And I said, he circulated a false petition. You can't circulate a false petition saying, I'm going to start a party. Secretary of State says, fine, and then you don't start the party. They said, give him a chance, see what happens. So we have the election. As you know, he wins the election. He gets more than the 1% from the minor party. So he has a ballot line, the next senatorial race, 2010. And if Connecticut for Lieberman gets 1% then, I believe they'll have a line in 2012, the next time there's a race. But if the party doesn't exist and there's no chairperson, there's no rules, there's nothing to join. So you have to wait till the election is certified, which it was. Secretary of State said, here's the final score, and then they put it in the computer. So you go down and register and there's a prompt and it says Connecticut for Lieberman. But if there's nobody there to join, it would be a stupid party to join. So around November 15th, I called Secretary of State and I said, how many people are registered? And she said, To my knowledge, no one has registered. I said, is Joe registered? No. Is he going to register? No. Are the organizing committee going to start the party? No, they just want it to die. Okay, fine. So then I went home. After I changed my registration, it really hurt me, but I did, from Democrat to Connecticut for Lieberman. I went home, I elected myself party chair, I nominated myself, I seconded it, I had a discussion with myself, I forgot to tell my wife,
Yes.
and then I wrote some party rules and circulated it, sent it to the Secretary of State. I did it through email. They wrote back and said, no, it's got to be official document. So I did official document, signed it, it's on receipt. That was a big story that happened January 3rd. It said the Secretary of State was not going to do anything to stop me. Now, the stories that said, she said that I was official, all she was saying that she officially accepted rules from the Connecticut Liberty Party from me. And she doesn't say who's the chair or who's not the chair. But I guarantee that if I would challenge Nancy DiNardo and send in a letter right now and say, I am the chairperson of the Democrats, she would write back to me and say, no, you're not. So I know that would happen.